Welcome to the next King's Challenge in Black Ops 7 Zombies. Today we're spinning the wheels again to let fate decide what gun, ammo mod, field upgrade, and perks I'll be using this time around, and how long I have to survive before extraction. First, let's decide what gun I'm using. Oh, okay, this is one of the weapons that I have been the most worried about, because in my opinion, snipers usually aren't that great to use in zombies, especially snipers that need a bit of charge up before firing. So I'm kind of happy to get the ion out of the way early. Then for my ammo mod and field upgrade, I got... What did I get? I got Fireworks and Frenzied Guard. I think Fireworks is going to work well for this. Not so sure that Frenzied Guard is going to be super helpful with the ion. Alright, perk time. First, let's see how many I get. Alright, 4 is a pretty decent amount. You know, the normal amount for the original maps. And now let's see which ones I can actually use. Okay, so first up we got Vulturade, which that's not bad. Then we've got Elemental Pop, which is very good. Third is Elemental Pop again. So that gets a respin. Alright, the third one I can use is Juggernog. Another, very useful perk. And finally, we've got Speed Cola, which with a sniper, that's kind of needed. Not as much as you need it for an LMG, but for a sniper, it's a bit needed. Alright, how many rounds do I have to survive? And this time, I did weigh the different amounts of the rounds just a little bit. I may have to change that for the next one, but I'll figure that out later. Okay, 25 rounds with extracting on the 26th. That is not a bad amount. Before we truly get into the video, there's two things I need to address. One, I filmed this before TED tasks were implemented into survival, so that's not really a thing right now, at least when I film this. And two, I need you to leave a comment answering this question. Should attachments be allowed on guns during these challenges? And while you're leaving that comment, how about liking and subscribing too so we can keep doing fun stuff? Now let's get into the first run. As we start the run, real quick, here's a reminder of the rules. Rampage Inducer must be activated by round 2. I must successfully exfil. I can't use Gobblegums or pick up nukes unless the round is over, and I can pick up free perk drops. So like with the AK-27 challenge, I'm clearing the generator and hitting the Rampage Inducer. And nothing really exciting happens for the first few easy rounds. This first run is just getting used to how the ion shoots and the speed of the ADS while kind of building out my purchasing strategy. The thing is, I nearly died on round 3 when activating the power. I only got knocked to half health, but it was a little too close for comfort that early still. And then at the start of the first Ravager round on round 6, I pack-a-punched my gun for the first time, and then I completely fucked the run up at the start of round 8. So how did I fuck it up? I ran down to get my ammo upgrade, which, like I said, is supposed to be Fireworks. Not thinking, I accidentally grabbed Napalm Burst instead, and I didn't notice that until round 11. I fucked up. So that's the first run failed, because I'm supposed to buy Fireworks for my ammo, not Napalm. I just completely blanked on that. So I have to start over. It's just the way I'm doing it. And I just noticed it. All right, that's a restart. I just had to end the first round at that point, because a mistake like that delays everything else in the run, and it may have benefited me too much in the previous rounds. So I just said, you know what, done with that round, on to the second one. For the second run, I started out, same way as before. Clear the generator, hit the Rampage Inducer, then just, move around the farm, get as many zombies lined up for piercing shots as I can, as I try and just train them around. And then I open up the barn on round 3 and turn on the power, and then just I bail out the window real quick. I did have a little bit of a near whoopsie around the generator at this point, but it all figured itself out. Near the end of the round, I did have a double points drop to kind of accelerate my point generation a little bit, even though I didn't fully utilize it to its full advantage. So that was a little bit of a mistake. And as you can tell, my strategy with this is, since I'm using a sniper, I'm not just going to fire wildly into a crowd of zombies like I would with an assault rifle or a LMG and kind of just hope for kills or headshots. I am specifically aiming for headshots to just clear them at a distance as much as possible, because close up, I don't think this thing's going to work out that well. On round 6, I pack-punched my Ion into the Pandemonium DIG and cleared out the Ravagers with, just a little bit of difficulty because I don't know why I didn't aim, but I just kind of hip-fired and yeah, they kind of took me down a bit. Then it's back to just training around the back of the house and the main area. And at the start of round 8, I ran down and upgraded the rank of my gun to uncommon, but by the end of the round, I have to disqualify myself, just to be honest. So I rounded up like all of the zombies, was training them, and I thought I had gone and just, turned around, blasted the whole wave, and I was good to go. Yeah, apparently not. So I had an extra points and a nuke drop. I didn't see any zombies around. I didn't see any on the radar. So I grabbed the nuke. But while editing this video, I saw there were 2 kills with the nuke. So yeah, I should have waited till the round transition popped up to grab that. It could have also been a hanging zombie or like one of the other ones that are trapped under stuff. There's also that possibility. But yeah, I didn't notice it at the time. So my bad. And since I didn't notice that I had killed the nuke, I kept going with this illegitimate run is what I'm calling it as editing this video. And I made it all the way to round 20 before getting cut off and slapped to death. All right, so on to run 3. For run 3, I did unlock a few attachments for the Ion and decided to throw on a red dot sight instead of the original scope. It's mainly for the faster ADS time compared to the original scope. For the first few rounds, it's the same story as the other runs. Clear generator, hit the rampage inducer, and train zombies until the end of round 3 when I open up the barn and turn on the power. It did get a little bit hairy getting out of the barn though. So that was almost a bit of a problem. And I also just want to mention, coming into this challenge, I was a bit apprehensive because of the weapon I'm using. Snipers are powerful, but they take a bit of time to aim down sights, and the Ion is a charge sniper, so that takes a bit of time to fire as well. And it had me worried with how much this was going to take, or how many runs this was going to take. But as I got further into the runs, I am starting to get my feel for the spacing and distances and starting to think that maybe this won't be so bad. And then something interesting happened with the Ravager rounds. The first one, I got early at round 5 instead of 6 like I normally have been getting them. So that is a little bit odd. Since I didn't want to buy more ammo because of the max ammo I get at the end, I used my combat axe once I ran out of ammo to clear a good chunk of the Ravagers. Then early in round 6, I got a double points and was able to rack up a good amount of points with that, which gave me enough points to go and not only buy the first level of Pack-a-Punch at the start of round 7, but I could also open the house and grab Elemental Pop and Juggernaut from the perk machine. Then I quickly ran downstairs to upgrade my Ion's rarity to uncommon before a lot of zombies spawn. After that, it was just training and grinding out points, and then after 2 rounds, I had enough points to go and get Speed Cola at the start of round 9. Then it's rinse and repeat until the second Ravager round at round 10. And on round 11, I went and grabbed my final perk of Vulturade. So I had all of those. At the start of round 12, I ran downstairs to grab my Fireworks ammo mod. And this is where I ran into a problem very quickly. Ah, damn it. I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited. That would have been the smart thing to do. So I wasn't quick enough to get out of the basement before a lot of zombies spawned. They blocked the stairs, and I got trapped there and knocked down for the first time. Thankfully, I was close enough to the top that it just kind of pushed me up. I wasn't trapped in the basement. From there, I just used my self-revive to get back up. I was kind of kicking myself for going down this early. And the only perk I lost was Vulturade, so I quickly ran up and grabbed that at the start of round 13. And then it was just more grinding and more training to get Pack-a-Punch level 2. But I decided before getting level 2 pack that on my third Ravager round, round 15, I wanted a bit more survivability. So I opened the garage and I grabbed the level 2 armor in there just to make sure I can survive a few more hits. And at the end of that Ravager round, I also made a new self-revive to increase my odds of survival. Then on round 16, the first Zersa spawns, and this had me a little bit nervous. So I had picked up Molotovs earlier just so that I would have something that would do good damage to the Zersas, and I just kept trying to kite the level while whittling this thing's health down a little bit at a time. Because I really didn't have confidence in my aim and that I was hitting where I needed to, but I was able to hit a lot of the weak points on the Zersa and dispatch it fairly quickly after I hit it with those couple of Molotovs early on. And once I cleared out the Zersa, I just kept training zombies around, and very quickly after the Zersa died, a power-up dropped. This time it was a free perk, so I grabbed that and I got Deadshot Daiquiri from it. Like I said at the beginning, as part of the rules, I am allowed to pick up perk drops. I just kept training zombies until the start of round 18, where I ran up to grab my Pack-a-Punch level 2. As I left the barn, I quickly turned and chucked a Molotov at the Zersa that had spawned to, do the same as before, deal a little bit of damage to it with that fire. Then it was just a matter of moving and shooting and just hitting the weak points and quickly burning through the Zersa's health, which the Pack-a-Punch level 2 made it fairly easy to do that. Then it was back to business as usual once the Zersa was down, and just train zombies around the level and keep grinding out points until another one spawned at round 20. And this one, I did kind of panic a little bit during this round because I didn't realize at the time how low I was on ammo. But then again, with Pack-a-Punch level 2, I was able to clear the Zersa fairly quickly after I grabbed ammo and just, kept clearing the wave. Kept clearing and clearing and clearing. Finally got it done. And once I got it done, I ran down into the basement and used my salvage to upgrade my gun to the rare quality. As I came out of the basement, there was already a bunch of zombies spawning. So I took a good amount of damage early on in round 21, kind of because I also didn't have a lot of ammo and from getting out of the basement. But once I bought some more ammo, I was good to go and easily cleared that round. At the end of round 21, another nuke dropped, but I made sure to wait till the next transition before I grabbed the nuke. So as it transitioned, I grabbed the nuke, knew nothing killed me, or knew nothing died from it, so I'm good to go. And then round 22 was another Ravager round. This is where I think the challenge started to get a bit harder, because at this point, the zombies have gotten faster. And round 22 and 23, I took a lot of damage throughout the rounds. But I did also get enough points to purchase the 3rd level of Pack-a-Punch at the beginning of round 23. And now I just have 2 more rounds to go. And I'm feeling good about my chances of completing this challenge on just my 3rd run. So I cleared out the Zersa that spawned on round 24 with, a little bit of difficulty. I wasn't hitting my shots, and I tried to get as much damage on it as I could right away, but honestly, it wasn't that much damage that I did to it. The thing that really helped with it, though, was I was holding my ground to farm a few kills and clear out a bit of enemies, and I saw something drop in the middle of the crowd. So I ran around the farmhouse to see what it was. Thankfully, it was an insta-kill, which was really good luck for me because that means I can do massive damage to the Zersa right away and clear out a lot of the zombies. I just have to try to not die while doing it. But the good thing is, I was able to clear that wave, and now it's only round 25 and a successful exfil from completing this challenge. But the thing is, I made a major mistake again on round 25. Shit, I can go upgrade. I need to do it quick. Quick. No, I can't. 25. As you saw, I lost my self-revive from going into the basement because I forgot how much salvage it was to upgrade my gun's rarity to epic. So this last round and the exfil just got a bit harder, but I got back up and ran out of the basement before the zombies could surround me again. I was able to clear that round, but I did take way too much damage during it. And since I went down, I have to go get my last perk again. So I left one zombie alive so I could get my upgrades and perk before exfil. I went to the basement first and was able to upgrade my gun to epic, and then ran back upstairs to the perk machine and got the Vulturade again. Then I hopped down from the 2nd floor and I started the exfil. and that is a successful exfil on my 3rd run with the Ion. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought that with the charge sniper, or just a sniper in general, that this would take a lot of tries. So this one is going into the F category because it was far too easy. Being able to do this in just 3 tries means that it wasn't much of a challenge. It wasn't as much of a challenge as I thought it would be. But I'm pretty sure the next spin is going to be much more challenging. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a royal day, royal night, whatever it is for you. And I will talk to you later. Don't forget to, subscribe, like, do all that normal stuff that people ask you to do.